Hi, everyone. Welcome to our weekly market update. My name is Vinnie, so I'm going to go over the numbers. Nothing too drastic. If you watched us for the last couple of weeks, we're talking about new inventory hitting the market. Last week, we were sitting at about 780 new properties in the market. As you kind of see, again, most properties that are going to the market are being sold. We're talking about 800. We still haven't hit that 1,000 mark that we were seeing in August timeframe, right there, August, September. We usually in the June market is usually when we get a lot more properties in the market. That's usually, of course, this last year has been a little unique with kind of COVID and everything going on. And you can see too, off-market properties. Off-market property, not off-market, not company names, but off-market. Also affect those numbers too. So we're hitting probably about 90% or so. That's where we'll see over the coming weeks of new inventory getting sold, cannibalized, and things like that. Now, as you look at the market as a whole, that divide of active properties to pending properties has grown. We're talking about 2,000 active properties as a whole in San Diego County. We're getting close to that under 2,000 mark, San Diego County. Yes, if we separate maybe Borrego Springs or other communities like that, there could be a little bit of a difference to that. When we talk about pending properties, we're talking about 4,000 properties, so about double the properties. Here we go. We got David here. Hi, David.
Well, I'm sorry about that. We had a little bit of a Wi-Fi connection problem, but we're all good now.
No problem. We're just going over the numbers right now. So as you can see, this divide has expanded slowly but surely from the first time that we've had these market updates to where we sit now. The divides of double the amount of pending properties to active properties. Pending properties mean they're in escrow, doesn't mean they're sold. Days on market or days in escrow has expanded a little bit. To give you a reference point, for our own listings, we're seeing about a 10% roughly above list price to sold price. So the market is pretty drastically crazy. And why is that? This is always a segue.
Yes,
so why don't you take us away for interest rates, David?
So what happened this week? We had a lot of activity. We had the Bureau of Labor Statistics come out and issue basically its employment numbers. And we were supposed to get around 675,000 jobs. Instead, we got 916,000. That's a lot. So that means more people are coming back to work. We're still looking at real unemployment is really at 8.75%. And that's when you take into account all the people that can't go back to work and still on pandemic claims and still not being able to enter the workforce. If you take all those people out, then we're only at 6.4. But as you look around and notice, a lot of businesses are still closed. Things are still kind of not fully recovered yet, but yet I will tell you the upswing is happening very fast, and that's affecting interest rates. So why do we mention this? Because the more you see the economic recovery come into effect with people going back to work, more jobs created, and building permits being issued more, you're going to see interest rates a little bit tick up. This week in general, we had things tip up a little bit, but we're still running between that 3 to 3.375% range. Your FHA VA stuff is now average 2.875. So it's like overall things are still really good, and it's still an amazing time to get into the market. But it's like me and Vinnie had mentioned at the prior show is what you do see coming back now big is the renovation loans. So for those of you out there who can't find the perfect property, you can fix that property into the perfect one by doing renovation. And then overall, it's like you're still seeing amazing time in interest rates, even though, like we mentioned on Monday, we did have the Housing Bureau come back and make things harder for investors in second homes. That is coming into play, and you will see that play more in the market later on. And maybe that's going to help us with listings, Vinnie, to get a couple more, because if it's more expensive to buy investor homes and second homes, that eliminates a lot of people that want to buy things. And so maybe that's going to bring more sellers out, and hopefully bring us back to a more normalized market, because I think interest rates, they're expected to slowly tick up, especially if we get another stimulus package, which looks like it's going to be about $10 trillion. I'm just kidding. It looks like there's going to be another stimulus package of some more money coming down, and that unfortunately will move rates up. So if you want to bet on something for rates going up, if we get another stimulus package, rates will go up.
And two things that I want to bring up too, right? I had a new buyer reach out to me looking to purchase, saying how horrible luck, not finding anything, has looked for a while. What I did is I reached out to 9 properties that are currently under contract, reach out to their agents to see, out of the 9 properties, 2 of the properties said that they're having shaky escrows and they might be canceling, looking for another buyer. Right. So 9 properties, and that didn't take me too long to reach out to those agents. So again, something I've been stressing a lot: if you're looking to buy in this current climate, have your realtor reach out to those agents that are already under contract, that have been on the market for maybe a little bit of time, and see how they're going. I mean, that's, I think, a huge thing right there. And another thing to remember too is what's happening today. We usually don't see the effects of it for 6 months out there. There's a saying that, well, whatever you see on the news, right, at least in real estate terms, is usually six months delayed, right? So if once we started seeing the craziness in this market, low inventory, now we started seeing that end of last year, we started seeing the real effects of that. Yeah, I've seen more and more articles about that coming up over the last month, right? So if you've watched our market updates, you were ahead of the curve. Now, also, too, majority of people in this industry aren't doing a lot of volume. So again, if they're doing maybe 1 or 2 deals, and the last deal they did was summertime of last year, they might not know how the effects are changing to the market. So be aware of the market, be aware of the rates, be aware of what's going on, especially if the market does correct. You want to be up to date on putting your offer in at asking price, and maybe not drastically above, but knowing as the market corrects, as it change, you're up to date when you're putting that offer together.
And the other thing, Vinnie, you mentioned was super important is you reached out to some of those escrows that were shaky and possibly going sideways, because guess what? There's humans involved buying houses. And just as I found out in the middle of the week, this week, a week prior to closing, one of the buyers I was working with did not follow directions and went out and bought a brand new car because it was such a good deal. They had to have it. That happens, and that causes transactions to go sideways. So Vinny's idea is very good. If your agent is not putting you as a backup offer, or is not calling up escrows that you're interested in and maybe you lost out on, and going, hey, how's everything going? Because humans make dumb decisions sometimes. And in real estate, Vinny, as you know, buyers can all of a sudden be like, oh, I just needed to buy this new Louis Vuitton, or oh, I had to buy this new car.
Or they have to buy something for their kid. So
yes.
Anyways, we try to keep it on 10 minutes, and it sounds like we're hitting that mark of 10 minutes.
Okay, big girl, give me 1 minute.
So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, please share. Join us on Monday, and we're going to have another one of our quiz questions out there with a chance to win $50. Thank you, everyone.
Vinny, did you mention the great Padres game yesterday, or did you forget about that?
No, go Padres. Go Padres.
Big game yesterday. Big game, my friends. And we got to be around other humans.
So go Padres, and we'll see how great the Padres do in the next week or two. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.